The Houston Rockets have once again forced a Game 7 after being down 3-1 with a 115-107 W over the Golden State Warriors tonight. I want everyone to know that I'm wearing a Houston Rockets jersey that features Mario Elie, the man who hit the clinching shot in Game 7 of the Rockets' 3-1 comeback against the Phoenix Suns in 1995. I just want everyone to know that. The kiss of death. I'm wearing that jersey. I wonder if Golden State Warriors fans, who I've called out earlier in this series, are feeling nervous because they were awful quiet during tonight's Rockets W. I'm Paul Gallant, and this is the Gallant Says podcast. Hit it.
A radio show host in Seattle called Paul Gallant.
Paul Gallant's wondering the same things a lot of people wonder.
You are definitely living in the hindsight world today, Paul.
Do you feel there's been a consistent theme with the interceptions?
I think every interception really has a different story.
I was just kind of curious what Paul gets to say.
Grow up, mother. You kidding me?
Paul Gallant, what the hell is wrong with you?
Hello and welcome aboard the Gallant Says podcast. It is late Thursday, May 2nd of 2025 at 11:24 p.m. live on YouTube at Paul Gallant. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to it. It's also on Twitch at Gallant Says. It's on X and Twitter, also at Gallant Says. What's up, recovering Will Levis-Stan? God, Will Levis-Stan, he says Curry doesn't show up. He showed up tonight, and the Rockets still won. On Instagram at Sports Gallant and on Facebook at Paul Gallant Sports. We're usually on Monday through Friday around 4 p.m. Central Time. Did not do a show today. Occasionally after major Houston sporting events. This is one of them. It's also available after the fact wherever you get your podcasts on Apple, Spotify, and SoundCloud. If you want to cut me off mid-thought, you can super chat me on YouTube, and I'll play this.
Paul, stop talking. Listen.
I'll play this.
Paul, stop talking. Listen.
That's former Houston Texan Wade Smith telling me to shut up in the middle of a segment, and I will play that immediately. You can cut off my thoughts, and I will go straight to you. You know, before we dive in to everything that went down into tonight's game, I want to turn things over to a close friend of mine. This man is honestly someone that is infamous in NBA circles for starting a rule that involves jumping into someone's landing zone when he injured Kawhi Leonard, but he's also known for this. A quote after his Atlanta Hawks forced a Game 7 against my favorite team, the Boston Celtics. This is Zaza Pachulia, and I think that he understands exactly what we are all going through right now and what's about to happen. Wait, hang on. Sorry, the microphone was not working there. Hang on. Paul, why don't you have all the technical details done on this show that you've had several drinks before?
We're going to Game 7, baby. Game 7. Game 7.
Game 7. Do it again.
Game 7, baby. Game 7. Game 7.
Game 7, you guys! Game 7! The Rockets are on to Game 7 after a 115-107 win over the Golden State Warriors. A win that I did not see coming, especially on a night where Steph Curry, who put up a lot of shots, looked like Steph Curry. He had 29 points. He was 6 for 16 from outside. You hit those 6 threes, though. I mean, that's a pretty terrifying thing. But in a game where Steph Curry, I think, finally woke back up, the Rockets hung on to win by playing outstanding defense throughout the game, but more importantly, being carried by the guy that has absolutely carried them this whole series. And I said this on the live stream of this game. We watched it as a watch party together. If you want to go check it out, go back and find it. Fred VanVleet. If you are a Fred VanVleet hater, you need to shut the fuck up for the rest of time. You can never speak ill of Fred VanVleet and what he's done for the Rockets in this series again. I'm serious. 8 threes game 4, 4 threes game 5, 6 threes tonight. What a performance. 29 points. He is single-handedly carrying the Rockets through this series. And I know a lot of people, when the Rockets signed him to that contract, 3 years, $40 million, you were thinking to yourself, what the fuck? And then you saw the Dylan Brooks contract, $20 million a year. What the fuck? Fred VanVleet gets a free drink in this city for the rest of his life. You are not allowed to question this guy anymore. He has been absolute nails. And the 3 that he hit to open up the fourth quarter when the Rockets and Warriors game had actually gotten close, which was an and 1-3, and I'm not so sure one necessarily needed to be a foul, but you know what? With all the things that they were giving to Jimmy Butler in this game and all the other fouls that they were giving to Steph Curry too, I will take it. Fred VanVleet was so awesome in this game. Everyone, bend the knee, genuflect, kiss the ring, which he has. He's won a title before. Give that guy some fucking respect. That guy's a hell of a player. And he has been so good these last couple of games. In a night where Jalen Green struggled, showed some confidence, but still struggled. 3 of 11 from the field. In a game where Amon Thompson took a while to get going. 5 of 13 from the field. In a game where Dylan Brooks was 1 for 5. More than anyone tonight, it was Fred VanVleet who carried the Rockets. There was a lot of criticism of Fred VanVleet this year. A lot of it. And I understand it from time to time, just given what he was making. But this guy is an absolute killer in the playoffs, and he is someone who has been a thorn in the Warriors' side before, and he is the reason that there is a Game 7 that is going to take place Sunday at Toyota Center. And look, I'm not going to call out Houston sports fans for not showing up on time. It's been a problem forever. I know that all the way back to 1994 when Vernon Maxwell in that 1995 series, the Rockets were down 2-0. The Choke City headline in the Houston Chronicle was written. I know that KPRC, Channel 2, I see Randy McElvoy in here. What's up, Randy? I know that Channel 2 literally purchased 1,500 tickets so that that game would be broadcast on the air because people weren't showing up. It was Mother's Day. I'll give you guys the excuses. Game 7, Toyota Center. It's Sunday. It's not Easter. It's not Wednesday at 6:30. I'm telling you, you want to be there for this one. You want to be there to kill the boogeyman. They have taken you down 4 times in the playoffs. You want to be there to kill the boogeyman. You want to see this happen. You owe it to this team. They got chutzpah, balls, whatever. I don't know if they're going to win, but I feel pretty damn good about it. You should too. And honestly, if you have been a Rockets fan going back to the mid-90s, I see one of my best friends is in the chat on Instagram right now, and I know a lot of people who are about age 40 or so, you guys saw the Clutch City Rockets, and that was a formative time to be a sports fan in your life. You should believe it's possible. No matter how much the referees do not want a second round without LeBron James and without Steph Curry, with the way that this team plays defense, overcoming a game where Steph Curry finally kind of got out of his shell, you got to show up. You got to show up early. You got to show up on time. I know tickets are expensive. I know it. But if this Rockets team, this young Rockets team, is able to take down the Warriors on Sunday and come back from down 3-1, especially after winning this game on the road in San Francisco, which I was told was a hostile environment. I was told that, San Francisco is this great city and that their fans aren't pussies, which I may or may not have called them when the anonymous ones who were like Steph Curry in my mouth 69 were calling me Chris Broussarded, gay, telling me to kill myself. Again, your anonymous account, I feel like it's very right to call someone out. But I thought that was supposed to be like a tough place to play, loud place to play. Wow, you guys were quiet. So quiet. Huh. Why is that? I mean, you're playing against a team that its best player is Fred VanVleet. Second highest paid player is Dylan Brooks. Huh. Interesting. Man. You lost to a team that's most talented player was 3 for 11 in the game? Huh. You lost to a team that the actually most talented player that people kind of sleep on, Amon Thompson, he's 5 or 13. Huh. I mean, you guys had to resort to hack a Steven Adams. Steven Adams in this game, 17 points, 9 of 16 from the free throw line, 16 free throw attempts. I didn't know it was that many. Jesus. It's got to suck. I mean, Steven Adams, of all people, third leading scorer for the Rockets. Steven Adams outscored Draymond Green. Not very good in this game. Honestly, should have been probably even ejected. And Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, 42 minutes apiece. 2 days of rest before Game 7. Again, I'm not calling a Rockets win in Game 7. I respect the Warriors a great deal. Steph Curry is my favorite player of this current generation. Jimmy Butler is one of my other favorites, and I have a great deal of respect for, get this, Draymond Green, which I know a lot of Rockets fans do not like. I get it. I just like the way he plays. I think that's one of those guys you want on your team. Like, I've enjoyed this Warriors run. I really have. But you people, you were quiet. You didn't help them out at all. How unappreciative are you of one of the greatest basketball dynasties we've ever seen? Very. That's the answer. And I hope you sit on this and think about this, especially if things do not go your way in Game 7. I hope you think about it for a long period of time. I really do. This is a moment of silence. I'm praying for you guys right now. I've been praying for you before. You know, it sucks when a dynasty ends. But again, the Rockets have to take care of business in game number 7. And this was a really impressive performance tonight. I'm really proud of this team. I'm really proud of what Ime Udoka has put together. And, you know, regardless of what happens in game 7, the fact that they fought back from down 3 games to 1, that is a victory. Paul, look, it's like moral victories are a thing. I know I shouldn't say that. I mean, I'm a Boston sports fan. 6 Patriots Super Bowls, 2 Celtics titles, 4 Red Sox championships when I actually like them. You know, like I sometimes claim the Syracuse championship even though I didn't like them then. 2 Florida Gator football national titles, 1 million Tampa Bay Lightning Stanley Cups. I mean, yeah, I'm a winner. I'm a born winner. Pull your bandwagoner, probably. But tonight was really impressive. I thought when Steph started heating up that things were getting a little bit dicey, and for the Rockets to win this game the way that they did, got to be proud of them. That's why I'm wearing the Mario Ellie jersey, and I will be going out in a little bit of time. Let's read some comments here on both YouTube and then on Twitch before I GTFO and party with you, the people. Julian is weird on Instagram. At Sports Gallant says they have fake fan tech bros. No, that's actually wrong. Warriors fans have been pretty diehard fans for a while. I actually do agree with Richard Jefferson. It is difficult to drive to San Francisco, much like it's difficult to drive to downtown Houston to get the games. They used to play their games in Oakland, and when they played their games in Oakland, it legitimately was considered one of the most deafening home court advantages that there is. They were very quiet in this game. This is what happens, NBA teams and all sports teams, when they have success, they start pricing out the real fans, and it turns into a wine and cheese kind of crowd. And you're right, there's a lot of tech bros in San Francisco. Let's take a look at what's going on YouTube. Let's get it, Rockets, says Davin Daniels. Bruno Franco, Game 7. Game 7, you guys, Game 7. Nothing come easy. We're going to Game 7. Says Red Lobo, I need all the Warriors stands to keep that same energy. They said we wouldn't win more than 1 game. But again, they don't know that their team is not as good as it used to be. I really like this Warriors team. I really do. I have a great deal of respect for them. But, I mean, you're kidding yourself if you're thinking a team with Steph Curry, who is 37. It's crazy to think about that. But, I mean, I remember I'm 36, and I remember my freshman year of college, all of us skipping classes in 2008 in March so that we could watch Steph Curry play for Davidson in the NCAA tournament, and we all loved Steph. I've loved Steph ever since that moment in time. I can't believe that the Timberwolves took our guy from Syracuse, Johnny Flynn, over Steph. I remember even seeing it when it happened. I was like, really? That happened? And Johnny Flynn had some injuries and all that stuff. But, I mean, Steph was so awesome then. I loved watching Steph growing up. But, yeah, I think that Warriors fans don't realize that they have come really far back to the pack. And, you know, adding Jimmy Butler has made them a better team for sure. But, I mean, take a look at the depth of this team. You're talking about a team that is needing Moses Moody to score 13 points to hang around, that needs Brandon Podziemski to come off the bench and contribute and hit the shots that are open that he's taking to win. And Podziemski, to his credit, he's actually had a couple of good moments in this game, as has Moses Moody. This game in particular, I thought Moody played really well, you know? But, I mean, that's where they're at. And they're putting Butler and Curry out there for almost 48 minutes and 2 days of rest before Game 7. Curry, after 2 games where he didn't play so well, I mean, you take a look at the numbers, they're not great, but he was scary, as he always is, and yet wasn't enough. More comments here. Chris G comments, sign of weakness. When Kerr started that hack and Adams, NBA needs to fix that. No room in the NBA for intentionally fouling someone and slowing the game down. No, I mean, it's a smart move. I have no issue with it. Free throws, you should make them. I think that everyone who is bad at free throws should shoot free throws the same way that, and I have to look this up. Hang on, we're going to get there. So, Rick Barry was an NBA legend. And for those who don't know Rick Barry played a long time ago. But Rick Barry was an 89% free throw shooter. And he shot the ball granny style. I think a lot of players think it looks, and tell me I'm wrong, effeminate, if not gay. It's called granny style for a reason. But he has the 7th highest free throw percentage in NBA history. It's less athletic looking, but it works. And this Rockets team is not very good at free throw shooting. Do that. If people are going to hack you, adapt, right? That's what I think. So, you know, I know people are saying, hey, the Hack-a-Shaq thing, it's lame. The Hack and Adams thing, it's lame. Well, I think every player that's not good at free throws should shoot free throws that way. I don't know why players don't do it. I mean, Rick Barry shot like that, and he had an 89% free throw percentage. Come on. In fact, I could be wrong on this. Wilt Chamberlain, when he scored 100 points in a game, used the underhand free throw style. He abandoned it because he felt embarrassed, and he wanted to conform to the conventional overhand style. But he scored 100%. Excuse me, not 100%, but he scored 100 points in a game, and guess how many free throws he hit? 28 of 32. He wasn't a good free throw shooter. This is fucking obvious. Oh, it looks gay. Oh, found it. Fuck that. 28 of 32 from the free throw line? 89% for your career? Anyway, I will bring this up with Rockets players during the offseason. If I get a media availability. Ayelvo says my Rockets doormat was stolen a few days ago. That sucks. Got to get a ring these days in Houston. People stealing shit left and right. Someone asked the question, Big Ball Squad, KD or Giannis. I think right now you stand pat. There's an article from Tim McMahon on ESPN talking about players the Rockets can go after. I think that there is a price that you have to be willing to walk away from, and some of the trades that have been thrown out there as possibilities to go and get some of these stars out there, I think the Rockets should walk away from them. They've been rather one-sided. 83 Andy Kia says if JG doesn't show up, Jalen Green doesn't show up Game 7, it's time to trade him for a real star. Maybe. I thought Green had some good moments in Game 5. They're focusing a lot of attention on him, and Fred VanVleet, I think, has been reaping the benefits of it. But VanVleet has been the best player for the Rockets in this series. And if you didn't hear my little rant earlier, it's time to give VanVleet some respect. Some comments here on Twitch. Gallant says, just got off the phone with Steve Kerr. He said they let us win tonight so they can beat us at home. They were very arrogant with their approach to Game 5. 5 minutes of effort in the second half of the game. Look at how hard the backups fought to make that a game. They did make it a game. I think they handled that game with a lot of cockiness and arrogance, and ultimately it might do them in. Brandon Hellam says, they tried to hit Steven Adams' thumb. I'm not going to go that far. I like the physicality of this series. I think the pointing fingers by the fan bases about who's been fouling who has been kind of lame. Isak Gogol says, Patriots suck. Belichick is a fraud. Yeah, I mean, again, you didn't experience greatness like I did. The haters constantly talk about how the Patriots didn't do all that shit, but Brady's the greatest quarterback, greatest athlete of all time. Belichick's the greatest coach of all time. So, sorry, Isak Gogol. Can't get under my skin. I experienced more success than you ever will as a fan. To the point where, like, I don't really care anymore about who wins and who loses. I've experienced enough. Now I just sit back and I try to have some fun. More comments. D6 Chris X says, damn, Paul's an unk. I'm a young-looking unk, no? Nav P says, Fred VanVleet randomly turned into prime Kyrie these past 2 games. Fred VanVleet has been awesome. Some people are bringing up the Astros, Taylor Scott. I didn't watch Astros White Sox. I don't give a shit about baseball during the NBA playoffs. I truly don't. I think baseball's a boring fucking sport. But when the Astros are good, it's fun. So how about that? How about that? I do like both of the teams, but again, like I don't give a shit about baseball in April or May. I really don't. I love basketball. I really, really love football. Bill was not a product of Belichick. Belichick won the first 3 Super Bowls for the Patriots. Brady won the last 3. That partnership is the greatest partnership that's ever existed, Isaac. And I will go all day on that. I will go all day on the Patriots stuff. I don't want to bore everybody here, though. People are here for the Rockets. People are talking about Steph Curry's mouthpiece. Orthodontists hate him. Steph with the mouthpiece in the side, I know that orthodontists hate that shit. I really do. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go have some fun tonight. I've been hanging out here for a while. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. What a game it was. You can never talk shit about Fred VanVleet again. Let's walk away at least agreeing on that. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to my channel on YouTube if you're a first-timer. You can also do it on Twitch. Give me a sub on that. If you haven't followed me for my written words on X and Twitter at Gallant Says, please do. I'm on Instagram at SportsGallant. Follow me for short clips. I'm also on TikTok at Gallant Says. Follow me for that. I post clips from this show and from my radio show as well, noon to 3, ESPN 97.5, 92.5. Facebook.com at Paul Gallant Sports. Like my page. You can generally catch this Monday through Friday around 4 p.m. We have not been at 4 p.m. in a while, so it might just be random times, and it'll pop up, and you'll be like, oh, wow, Paul, he's impromptu, actually doing the thing that he promised he would do. It's also occasionally after major Houston sporting events. I consider Rockets playoff games major Houston sporting events. It's available after the fact wherever you get your podcasts. If you haven't already, subscribe, rate, and review me on Apple and on Spotify. If you roast my ass, I will read it. You guys have a wonderful night. Celebrate this. You don't know what's going to happen in Game 7, but the way that the Rockets have fought back from down 3-1 deserves all of your applause. This is a team worth being proud of. I love this team. I love what Ime Udoka's done. I love what Fred VanVleet's doing. Amin Thompson, Steven Adams, and all the other guys on this team. This has been a really fun season, and I'm really glad to see them fight their way back into making this a Game 7. And perhaps we will finally see people put some respect on this team's name nationally. Anyway, until Sunday after Rockets, Warriors, Game 7, whatever time it tips off, I am merely Paul Gallant. So long and farewell. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend.